Good afternoon, I'm Rickard coming to you from Gubbi Gubbi country in the beautiful Sunshine Coast. I pay my respects to the elders past and present and any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who have joined us today. The land, rivers, skies and oceans have and will always be Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander land. I'm a registered nurse who has had the privilege of working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people for over 3 decades. In Western Sydney with the Darug people at Blacktown Mount Druitt Health, as the Principal Nursing and Midwifery Advisor for the Northern Territory Health, and more recently assisting with the implementation of the University of Tasmania's strategic plan for Aboriginal engagement across the College of Health and Medicine. So my expectations and experience during the pilot. I have for many years been concerned about the implementation of cultural awareness, cultural sensitivity and/or cultural competency programs across many organisations facilitated by non-Indigenous educators. Programs have been about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, their health deficits and their disenfranchisement. Yet again the microscope was turned onto our First Nations people, and yet again they are identified as the problem. This blame the victim is rife in Western culture and is unhelpful. The pilot immediately addresses this problem and challenges white and non-Indigenous practitioners to understand cultural safety from a power perspective. The culture of power, how we develop our attitudes based on this power, and how cultural safety and cultural humility cannot exist without the trust from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. The Murrumbidgee program takes us all on a journey, no matter what our knowledge and experience we may have of working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I'm asked to reflect on my practice and what learnings I need now and in the future. So my vision for nursing and midwifery workforce. Cultural safety and cultural humility is determined by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. So a dialogue must exist so we understand the impact of our practice and care on our First Nations people. Cultural safety also acknowledges the history of colonisation and racism within nursing and midwifery, and lastly strives to increase the participation of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in organisational structures and processes. I'm hopeful that most nurses and midwives will undertake the Murrumbidgee Pathways to Health and that their journey is rich and rewarding. That together with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, we can start to understand and address the many factors impacting on closing the gap on health inequalities between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. Only together, black and white, will we achieve cultural safety and cultural humility. Thank you and good afternoon.